What, me?
Yeah, that was the. I kind of got asked.
So if there was no rules in here, what would it be like?
Right, we'd be partying like all the time, and when you moved into your house, you'd be like, you'd think that was how you lived.
I have a party in my face.
Yeah, you'd be used to like partying all the time. So when you moved into your flat, you'd be like, yeah, well, I partied all the way then and I survived, so I can't do it now.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and we have to be in a good frame of mind and not like that, because otherwise we just get kicked straight out of our flats. So we need to be ready for independent living, not little party animals.
So why would it be good in the first 2 minutes or the first few days?
You are.
Why would it be good in the
Because
first few days?
Because you just be like,
I've got
I can party.
Yeah.
Like we're all partying, we're all having a laugh. And then after a while it gets boring because you're going to get like mentally drained and tired because you won't sleep.
Complaints.
Yeah, there's always someone in your room, and then no doubt arguments will break out, and then...
Okay.
Talking about the rest.
Why do you think we have curfew in the first place? Why is it there?
Because the babies are real.
Because you've got to be up, like, for work and stuff or whatnot. Like, obviously when you get a job, you've got to be up for work. So it's better to have a curfew so your body clock's set right. So then you get used to going to bed early and then waking up early. And that's why you wake up at stupid hours in the morning.
I'm sorry, but if you turn it up when I go, then I'll be taking the stereo downstairs to office and it will be confiscated because you two are breaching your accommodation rules by noise pollution. And is this how you're going to behave in your own flat?
Yeah, our own flat.
Do you think that you won't get reported to the council if this is how you choose to behave with your music blaring?
Yeah, but
do you think the neighbours are going to be your friends? Really? No. You're just going to have no end of issue for yourself if this is the way you want to act.
It's daytime, you're allowed music.
Anyway, besides the point, why were you two out last night at 2 AM after curfew? Painkillers. Do you really expect me to believe that?
Yeah.
You were getting painkillers. I've never heard anything so suspicious in my life. And to be fair, I'm not going to lie, I don't actually believe your story. And anyway, why would it take two of you to get painkillers? Yes, well, you both have a curfew, just like every other. The noise level that you turned your stereo up to, you could possibly hear it from the family block.
No, you can't.
I could hear it from downstairs in reception, and that's through a glass door and down some stairs and through another room, and I could still hear it from there.
Well, we'll turn it back up anyway.
Well, maybe if you do that, then I'm going to have to follow through. And follow through with the punishment of taking your set. It's because I said follow through. I stood there for about 5 minutes, and like, because the kid did up, but no one backs down, do they? No. That's what I mean. So that's what it's like.
What do you think when you're watching that, when those arguments, you know, when you've seen somebody else in it?
I don't know, I just tend to stroll past me, but I don't know, it's like, you just don't want to get involved really, because the staff are right. I mean, I don't know, because it's right, innit? It's the hostels. You have to sign a tenancy agreement when you first move in, and you shouldn't have signed. Like, it's just one person, it's if everyone has to go through a thing, innit? They all get told the same thing, so it's not like unfair treatment, everyone gets the same. Yeah. It's just, it's not the answer you want to hear.
You wouldn't find it too fair, would you, if someone else was allowed to go and have a cigarette and someone else said no, you can't?
No, that's what I mean. So at least everyone gets treated equally, but obviously if you're being told something you don't want to hear, like obviously you don't want him to say yes, so if he says...
What's the relationship between you and these people out here?
We're best friends.
No, what's it like?
Respectful.
They're only doing the job, to be fair.
Yeah, but they could sit down and talk to us instead.
No, but they do give us respect, and they're just doing what they have to do.
Sometimes they do wind you up though.
Granted, sometimes.
And where would you be without them?
In the gutter. Deep in the gutter.
No, but seriously, like, where, if they weren't doing their jobs, What would be your options if you weren't here at How Hill and it wasn't being staffed by these people?
Reed Street.
Straight to surface.
A jail. London jail.
Or somewhere where you don't want to be, like where
Yeah.
Just want to go to the...
Basically, they help us to, if we didn't have staff, then we wouldn't know about money management or how to cook or clean, and we wouldn't be prepared to live in our own flats. So basically, without them, we'd be lost. We'd be lost.
We call ourselves care balls because we've bounced around so much. They should try it. You should try it. You might get an idea then of why we can't keep up the smiles all the time. I try. You've got to. But I ain't a comedian or an aerostess, so it always breaks. Even them in here who aren't care balls, who've just fell out with their mum and dad and that. 1 minute they're smiling, the next screaming at someone. It's like Twilight. Chat, chat, chat. Then out of nowhere, blood, fur and chairs flying. I know why too. More than most of the folks with degrees who sit on the other side of the table or the desk going blah 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 at you. It's obvious, innit? We're scared. They're all scared. Even the mouthy cocky ones who won't engage in anything, in any of the sessions, what have you. They're the worst. The scaredest, I mean. The loud ones. It's shit being a teenager when you've got people who love you. Think how much worse it'd be without them. 4 weeks, she says this time. 4 weeks in a taster flat. And this could be it, my final step. I was talking to Simon about it. Told him that I'm not sure I want it to work. No, hang on. I don't mean that. I do. I wish I could make it work, but I don't know if I can, you know. I mean, I know myself, know what I'm like, do 4 weeks on my own without letting anybody in with me. What happened? I do. I know what I'm like. I'll have my mates in as soon as they've gone. Whoever gives me the keys, like. Not because I'm being a bugger or anything, or that I'm ungrateful. I'm not, because I know people are doing their best. It's just, I get lonely. It's weird that, innit? Me getting lonely. I've been on my own most of my life. Well, for the past 8 years anyway, since it mattered. But I don't like it when I'm actually physically on my own. What I mean is, I've known for years that there's only me looking out for me, you know, and that makes me alone. Like in here. In my heart. But in all that time, in and out of homes and foster placements and that, I don't think I've ever really been alone physically, you know, without other people being in the next room. I kind of depend on it. Chelsea moving out of tier 2 hasn't helped me either. I mean, it has, because it's good for her, like, to get out of here and start getting it back together and that. Now she's at college again. But I feel like it's put the camera on me more, because I'm the longest in here now. I said that to Simon. He said I made it sound like I was inside, in jail, like, you know, saying I'm the longest in here and that. Like I can't get parole or out. I don't mean it like that though, that it's like a prison. It ain't, it's the opposite. I miss it. Miss the workers. God, I've given some people shite in my time. People who know have a job to help me. I'm ashamed of some of the things I have said to him. I am. But I hope they know why. It's because I didn't have anybody else in my life to shout at, who'd listen and still be there, even though it's only because they paid to take it. That don't matter. I reckon there's half of them who'd do it anyways because they see we're only kids, even those of us who aren't anymore. I said that in session once, one of the only sessions I've ever been in that someone wasn't arsing around in. I said that if you've gone into care, part of you always remains that age. You know, the age you were when you went in. I ain't a psychiatrist or out, but I've watched enough kids and young adults now to be pretty sure that you stop at that age. It's like you freeze inside the moment you realise you're not wanted or can't be kept, whatever. At that moment, the child locks itself up to protect itself and you stay that age until you feel safe again and loved again. It's great moving through the system and coming out the other side in a flat. But what if the thing you really need to stay alive is not a roof, but it's a hug, a real one, where you'd feel safe? I'd sleep in the streets if I could have one of them.
Voidness fills as songs drip from the sky, as dark matter collapses and cloaks from behind. A struggle occurs, but the river beneath is dry, boxing in words too visible to hide. I am happy. That's just the saddest lie.
I was going to ask you if you knew what How Hill is in Acomb. How Hill? How Hill. Yeah. Do you know about the homeless youth shelter? And what do you think, what's your, maybe the local perception or view of How Hill in Acomb? You should knock it down. What makes you think that personally? Or?
Well, why are they homeless?
Well, why would you think they're homeless?
Because drugs and alcohol, things like that.
Could you maybe think that maybe they've had maybe an abusive background with a family and they've been kicked out from differences and they've got nowhere else to live?
No.
Because what would you see as the type of people that would live there between 16 and 24?
Down and outers.
Down and outers. Yeah. So would you be surprised if I told you that somebody there was in college and that they're actually studying politics and possibly going to go to university?
I'd get the shock of my life if you said that.
That's what's true. And
how many is that? 1 out of how many?
There are 20 there, but a lot of them are in full-time work. So that's 1 out of 20. One of them is in work, full-time work, and the other one is, a lot of them are in college. I mean, and what would you do you think you could be able to tell one if you saw one? So if you saw one, you think, oh, How Hill, that's where they're from.
No, you wouldn't.
Well, because, I actually live there myself, and I'm in full-time education, I'm working, and I'm possibly doing
How old are you?
I'm 17.
17.
And I think, do you think that would maybe possibly change your perception if you learn more in the future about the people that are there? No? Okay, well, about I was wondering if I could ask you a couple of questions. Is that okay?
Well,
yeah. Do you guys know what How Hill is? Ever heard of How Hill? No, so it's basically a youth homeless shelter, literally just down the road next to the Carlton pub. And it's where 16 to 24-year-olds are homed if they'd been kicked out of home. And I was just wondering if you maybe had an idea of what you thought the type of people in there may be, or what the local perception of youth homeless might be at all.
Well, a lot of the homeless stuff, it's not a lot of people, is it?
In there it will be, yeah. In there it's York specifically.
Because there's a lot of kids that sort of, they come from Selby, they come from Arlowa, you know. So 9 times out of 10, I mean, he's been in and out of shelters all his life.
Would you say that there's almost like a stereotype of people that would go into these homeless shelters?
Well, 9 times out of 10 they either get wrapped up in drink or get wrapped up in drugs.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, that is the point that needs looking at. You know, why are these people turning to the drink and the drugs?
Yeah.
Is it because there's not enough for them? Do you know what I mean? There's not enough support, really.
So this place, what's it meant to you in your life?
For me, it was. Again, like I said before, it was a second chance. You know, I'd been kicked out of home. I was living with a friend, you know, dossing on his sofa for a month. That was no life for me. You know, I wanted to go to college. Coming here was a way for me to have that support that I was no longer getting to get through it. And you know, it almost gave me that step up. It gave me that confidence again. Because after being kicked out, I was like, right, this is it. Where am I going to go from here? And I knew that coming here, there were people here that wanted to help me, that wanted to support me, and there were loads of other people in similar positions, you know, all have their own stories, but it felt like a family, and you could say what you wanted, do what you wanted, and yes, like I said before, there are rules, but once you follow them, it actually helps you structure your life again. Because the first couple of weeks I was like, oh, I'm going to get drunk, I'm going to do this, I'm going to have a party, but then I realised, hold on, no, keep your feet on the ground. You're here to create a life for yourself, and that's what this place has done for me.
We've, like that guy over there, everybody's got impressions of what homeless means.
Yeah.
When you found yourself in that moment, you went, oh my God, I'm homeless.
Yeah.
You never thought that was going to be you, right?
No, because before I moved out, the natural perception of me, of homeless people, was, you know, bearded men wrapped in blankets with a dog. That was my stereotypical view of it. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna be like that. I never realised that you could be homeless and come and be here. And I thought, just because I was homeless, I'm never gonna get a job. What if people know for the rest of my life? You know, am I gonna be able to go to college? I'm gonna have to look after everything for myself. And you know, I was like, I can't go to uni if I'm homeless. What am I gonna do? And I literally had such a low point because nobody seemed to quite understand the severity of what being homeless actually meant to me, and probably does to many people, because they just assume, oh, well, you've got somewhere to live. It's like, I don't. I'm living somewhere where it's just a bed, it's temporary. I'm not going to be here forever. And it was, you know, it was sad because my friends didn't care. They didn't. They just assumed I just moved out into a flat or something. So, you know, it's a big life-changing step, and especially at 16 when I'd just done my GCSEs, it was quite hard to deal with it all at once.
Absolutely.
You can be here for a month, you can be here for a year, depending on your behaviour and how much you want it, is whether you'll progress fast or not.
And it isn't just a youth hostel with just loads of young people dossing around, is it?
Totally, of course
You
not.
have to meet certain criteria within the hostel, so that you can move on to next levels, don't you?
You have to be in education or working or going into the military or something. You have to have a goal, or, you know, and everybody here has something they want to do, and it's just in their own time in which, with the support, that it gets done. There are people in here that are at college, you know, you wouldn't notice them if you saw them around college. They're in college, they're doing well, you know, people maybe want to study politics, you know, and there'll be people here that work full time, and I think that to assume that you just come here to doss around, it's ridiculous.